Ignorance is bliss, or so they say. Nowhere is this more true than in the field of ET-NHI contact, which is based on the missing time experience. ET-UFO missing time is the notion that aliens or similar entities can mesmerize you, kidnap your body, control your mind, and then put you back in your life confused about time. This is a very complex topic. I want to keep this short. Just know that I'm an experiencer of both NHI, missing time, and alcohol-induced blackouts, and they are nothing alike. I just want to point out that the core experience that makes us think that UFOs and UAP are alien spacecraft, or NHI, is because of the testimony of experiencers about these encounters. However, the UFO photos are always fuzzy. The experiencer testimonies are always dreamlike, tied up with complex narratives that go back to hypnosis. But actually, they're not always fuzzy. You can get very precise photos, like from Billy Meyer, which itself may or may not be a hoax. You can get very specific narratives from people who claim daytime encounters that are clearly remembered. These people, in my experience, are very smart. They are critical thinkers, and they hold their deep beliefs lightly. An interesting thing happens with missing time and UAP NHI encounters. People will refuse to look at them or discuss the evidence for a variety of reasons. There is truly a psychological reflex that happens when confronted with the anomalous, which is anything that stands outside of a consciously held worldview. So I've had the privilege to interview my twin brother about a missing time experience that we shared driving outside of Minneapolis. We had just gotten onto the highway, and then all of a sudden we were driving through a strange realm of flashing lights that finally resolved into the plains with the city hours behind. It was extremely terrifying. We both agreed that it was probably because we were dosed with LSD in the psychedelic-themed diner that we had stopped to use a payphone in, and after we agreed to that, we never spoke about it again until a client shared their story about driving outside of a city with maybe missing time. They had recently taken on the name of the city and country that my brother had lived in, which was synchronistic to me. And they also reported a strange dog standing at the boundary of the experience. That detail triggered my memory because my brother reported a dog witch, which was both a dog and a witch. This sounds like typical screen memories. I share these stories in my book, Missing Time Found. My brother and I are comfortable with different levels of focus on these experiences. When I interviewed him about it, he got sweaty, and eventually we stopped talking when I asked what he thought that the dog witch was. On the other hand, I want to bring everything in focus despite the uncomfortable feeling and in spite of my fear of alien abduction. For example, I underwent a hypnotic regression to understand that experience. My hypnotist then reported an anomalous geometric body mark within a week of my session, which I analyzed as part of my survey of body marks used as evidence for alien abduction. I published my survey of alien body marks 2 years ago as Galathog-Legray's Field Guide to Anomalous Geometry. I was interested in the topic after discovering a geometric body mark after a series of powerful dreams, right as I completed my draft of Missing Time Found. The field guide brings into focus many things that are more comfortably left fuzzy. It's easy to live in fear about your missing time experience, not knowing for sure what it might mean to you. It's easy to push away all those uncomfortable memories and their implications for your world. Ignorance is bliss, even if the cost of that ignorance is the fear of alien abduction. This book offers peace and insight about alien abduction, and I must testify that it has accomplished, at least for me, what it promised. When I am honest with myself, I think that this book is the best and most powerful I have written. However, I haven't really promoted it because it's so strange. The biting clarity of Galathog's voice destroyed, for me, the fantasies of alien abduction and ET contact. Something more powerful remains, but there is a sadness at the loss of my naivety, perhaps even an embarrassment. If you're ready for clarity about your experience, perhaps a biting clarity that paradoxically reveals your experiences to be dreams, but your dreams to be strangely real, then check out the book. If you want to know more about D-SETI, the dream study of extraterrestrial intelligence, then check out the website at dseti.org, where you can find copies of all of my books, articles, and writings about this fascinating topic, including Missing Time Found and Galathog Legray's Field Guide to Anomalous Geometry. When I regress back to my missing time event, I got into telepathic contact with my abductor, who is more of a dream character that inspires me, and I call Galathog, who seems real in the same way that Philemon was real to Carl Jung. I queried about these mysteries, and he told me that the message is revealed in the data, like a fractal imprint on the frequencies expressed through the body marks. The instructions were clear. Collect dates, locations, facts, numbers, images, etc. regarding the marks. Count the dots, measure the areas, document the angles. Reflect on the dreams, compare the themes with academic data, write up the report. Put all of that in a data format that can be analyzed by humans and AIs. Look at the patterns. This post is one of the first of a series that will become my next book, which will likely be based on a Creative Commons open data set, abstracted and anonymized body mark reports that some of you share with me. I now consider myself a scribe for the mark makers, an apparent menagerie of aliens, angels, demons, ghosts, and fairies, perhaps even past lives, with a strange predilection for mysterious geometry. If you want to bring your dreams, intuitions, memories into focus through hypnotic and shamanic dream work, then reach out to me through my website, dseti.org. I offer lengthy and free, no obligation consultations where we discuss my sliding scale donation-based services. Thank you for watching.